Hi, beloved children. We have learnt reading test of my childhood, vocabulary, and grammar in the earlier modules 1 and 2. Remaining part of the lesson will be covered in this module. Before we start learning, shall we see overview of the lesson? Overview of the lesson. Under this, we have four elements. First one, before you read, hear intro about the poem and the poet. Second one, read about the poem. Third one, think about the poem. Next one, speaking and writing. Let's see objectives of this lesson. After listening the lesson, you will be able to recite and summarize the poem. Identify literary device in the poem. Instill the values of peace and harmony. Give your opinion on something orally or written. Shall we know who is the poet? Where is the source? The present poem, no men are strangers, no country foreign. It is a part of beehive. Let's know who is the poet of the poem. Already we announced the title. No men are strangers, no country foreign. Here it is written by James Kirkup. Let us know about the poem. About the poem. The poem No Men Are Foreign, written by James Kirkup, is about a universal brotherhood, love, harmony, and equality. In the poem, he says that we all live on the same earth, have same body, and emotions and food. There is no difference between us. Hence, we should never consider people from other nations are strangers. About the poem. The poem No Men Are Foreign, written by James Kirkup, is about a universal brotherhood, love, harmony, and equality. In the poem, he says that we all live on the same earth, have same body, and emotions and food. There is no difference between us. Hence, we should never consider people from other nations are strangers. James Harold Kirkup, who was born 23rd April 1918, and also he died on 10th May 2009. He was an English poet, translator, and a travel writer. He wrote over 45 books, including autobiographies, novels, and plays. He wrote under many pen names, including James Faulkner, Aditya Jahajun Honda, Andrew James, Tycho Kawai, Felix Liston, Edward Rebourn, and I.V.B. Summerford. He became a Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature in 1962. Let us start our poem by stanza wise. Dear children, this poem is written in free verse. That means we can sing as we wish. Here, listen to me. My recitation of stanza 1. No men are strange, no countries foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like covers the land, our brothers walk upon each earth like this, in which we all shall lie. Dear children, let's see the summary of the stanza 1. In this poem, the poet says that we should remember that no men on earth are strangers and no country is foreign. Beneath, here which means under. All the uniforms, here which means clothes of or uniforms of different countries. So there is a single body which breathes. That means under this uniform, the body is alike. All the people on the earth have same body. Hence, we should never consider people from other countries as strangers. In the third line, the poet says that our brothers, that means people from other countries, also walk upon the same earth which we walk. That means earth is the same ever, where on which we all lie. Note that poet calls people from other countries are our brothers. Let me recite the second stanza. Stanza 2. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvest. By war's long winter, their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. Summary of the stanza 2. According to the poet, the people from other countries are also aware of sun, air, and water. Therefore, like us, they also get the same sunshine, air, and water. Like us, they also love peaceful harvest. Here symbolize peace. After the war's long winter, starved, symbolize destruction caused by wars. The poet doesn't like the wars are fought in the names of nationalism. In the next line, the poet says that the hands of foreigners are also like ours, and they also work hard to earn their bread and butter like us. Let's move to stanza 3. Now, my recitation of stanza 3. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake, or sleep and strength that can be won by love in every land is a common life. They all can recognize and understand. The summary of stanza 3. Here the poet says that we should remember that they have eyes like ours, which either wake or sleep. They also have strength, which means emotions, which can be won by love. In every land, which means in every country, people live in a common life which we can recognize as well as understand. Let's move to the recitation of the stanza 4. Stanza 4. Let us remember whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is our zeal that we shall dispose, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. Summary of the stanza 4. In this stanza, the poet says that whenever someone asks us to hate our brothers, that means those live in foreign countries. Here, other brothers means we should keep in mind we hate none but ourselves. We will dispossess, that means take away the things or land from others, or betray, that means deceive, or condemn, which means abuse, or take weapons against none but each others. Hence, we should keep in mind that we are hurting none but ourselves. Recitation of the stanza 5. It is the human head that we defile. Our health of fight dost outrage the innocence. Our fire aid that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. In the final stanza, the poet says that it is the human earth. That means this earth is the land of human beings, which we all defile. Defile means destroy. The hells of fire, which means hatred. And dust, which means ignorance. All these will take away the innocence of air, which means the purity of air, which is our own everywhere. Let's observe the literary device in the poem. Under literary device, first of all, let's examine rhyme scheme of the poem. The entire poem is written in free verse. That means no rhyme and no meter. Then some of the literary device are identified. First of all, the figure of speech, reputation, is observed in all stanzas. Reputation means of same consonant sound in two or more closely placed words. For example, in stanza 1, B sound is repeated in two consequent words, body, breathes. In stanza 2, W sound is repeated, was, winter. Another figure of speech, metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison between the two things without the comparison words like, so, as. In stanza 2 and 1, we are also metaphors. In stanza 1, uniform refers to the military of different countries. In stanza 2, wartime is compared to the winter season. So that's why metaphor also observed here. Another literary device is observe repetition. Here, the word remember is repeated 5 times in the whole poem. And also, one line, no men are stranger, no country is foreign, is also the line repeated in stanza 1 and stanza 5. Another literary device, enjambment, which means running lines of the poem from one line to next without using any kind of punctuation to indicate pause. If you take the 5 stanzas, lines 2, 3, 4 are connected coherently. In stanza 2, lines 2 and 3 are connected without any pause or without any punctuation marks. In stanza 3, lines 1, 2 and 3 are connected without any pause. In stanza 4, 1 and 2 lines. In the last stanza, second and third lines are connected without any kind of pause. Dear students, let's move to speaking and writing session. Yes, under speaking, here we have to use the following pages. The first one, while giving your opinion. For that, we can use one of the following structures. I think that, in my opinion, it seems to me that I am of the view that, as far as I know, if you ask me. The second one, saying what other people think. Then we can use the following. According to some, quite a few think. Some others favor. 30% of people disagree. 50% of them strongly feel. Asking for others' opinion. Under this, what do you think about? What do you think of? What's your opinion about? Do you agree? Does this make you believe? So we can use like that. Now we are going to start a writing exercise which is given in the textbook. Under writing, there is a question given in our textbook. First of all, I will read out the question. Think and write a short account of what life in Rameswaram in the 1940s must have been like. Were people rich or poor? Hardworking or lazy? Hopeful of change or resistance to it? Now, I will read the possible answer. In the year 1940s, the life in Rameswaram might have been very simple. From the account of Abdul Kalam, we gather that the people were not very wealthy. Though religious based segregation existed, people lived in harmony with one another. Yet there were people who did not like different social groups to intermingle. The religions were democrated by the clothes they wore or the area where they lived. Orthodox in these Brahmin families were more rigid. Still, those who displayed their conservativeness and religious stringency were strongly opposed by the others. The people of the town might have been hardworking, as the author mentions how his cousin used to collect bundles of newspaper for distribution. Kalam's family arranged for boats for the visiting pilgrims. Also, the author himself started earnings at the tender age of 8 years. Besides, the Second World War might have affected the lives of people. The author says that India was forced to join the war and the subsequently state of emergency was declared. Indians waited optimistically for independence. A model has been given for students' reference. It is strongly recommended that students prepare the answer on their own understanding. Now, think about the poem. Under this, there are 5 questions given. First one: who is the poet of the poem? No men or foreign? There are 4 options: James Kirkup, Abdul Kalam, E.M. Forrester, O'Neill. Please think. Excellent. James Kirkup is the right answer. Second question. In the stanza 1, there are 2 consequent words. Body breathes are the example of. Here we have to select the literary device. Is it metaphor? Is it simile? Alliteration or repetition? Please think over. Superb. Marvelous. Alliteration is the correct answer because B is repeated. Next, third question. The word defile means option A, deprive, B, purity, C, dislodge, D, pollute. Superb. Excellent. Pollute is the correct answer. Next question. Which word is not suggested? We all are alike. There are 4 options. No men are strangers. No country is foreign. All uniforms. A single body breathes. Here the 3 are in the same way. One is different. You please think about which one is different. Very good. Excellent. All unions, it is the different. The last question, it comes under speaking. Under speaking, we have discussed 3 areas. Now you think it is not related to ask for others' opinion. Here, the first option, what do you think about? Second option, do you agree? Third option, some other favor. Last option, what's your opinion? Please think again. You hit the right board. Yes, your answer is some other's favor. It doesn't belong to this group. Okay. Shall we see what you have learned under language outcomes? Under learning outcomes, the children recited and summarized the poem. They identify various literary devices in the poem. They instilled the values of peace and harmony. They could give their opinion on something orally or written.